Well, good Monday morning. How is everybody doing? Welcome to another Monday morning live stream. Here we are once again. We took a few weeks off, had some family in town here, there, and everywhere. Um, yeah, but we are at it once again. Good Monday morning. Today is the 16th of Augusta, August. Anyhow, Anyways, how is everybody doing? Be sure to check in on the chats or leave a comment. Smash that thumbs up button, like this video, subscribe, or not. That's entirely up to you. But we try to do this every Monday morning, with the exclusion of the last couple of weeks. But we should be on track. I really don't know of much coming up that would inhibit the live stream moving forward. But this is our one and only live stream that we're going to be doing each week. The Wednesday nights have come to a conclusion as I am resuming face to face, in person, live, not even live streaming, face to face fly tying instructions with Project Healing Waters at the St. Cloud VA. But right now we are restricted to inpatients only, but we will be slowly working our way forward. Got our cup of coffee. Wouldn't be a Monday morning coffee live stream without it. So, anywho, since we have last met, I have acquired some new material. This is Flora and Fauna, Fauna farms. Anyways, it's a small little family farm out of New York, and I'll show this sticker and stuff here in just a minute with the camera. But anyways, we picked up some wool for fly tying. Now they make all sorts of stuff you can make out of wool, but I've come across a channel on Instagram, the Electric Fleece, is a fly angler, and yeah, so we have some different colors. I got this wonderful little magical. This is really close to the magic rainbow wool that I have. Um, where is rainbow wool? That's somewhere. But anyways, really good stuff. A lot of pink, purple, and what's nice about it is it definitely has UV properties to it. It definitely glows. The green and the pink and the purple and the blue in there. So I've got that one to experiment with. I guess that looks really close to this peacock pseudo dubbing, but this is all synthetic and this is all natural wool. I also have what we're going to be tying with today is this beautiful olive. Um, this is 100% wool. It's got the natural, I believe it's called lanolin. Um, so that's what we're going to be tying with this morning, and it can be any color as long as it's chartreuse. I mean, that sucker just, I know it just gets completely washed out in the camera, but man, that sucker almost looks like it's glow in the dark. But this is what we're going to be playing with today. Some wool, and I actually have a little box that I was going to put this all in. So a little plastic tub. I'm going to drill out the holes on the bottom so I can make a little dubbing dispenser out of that. Something big enough to accommodate these three little bags, which should be alright. And this is the olive that we're going to mess with. Alright, so how is it doing? Good morning, brother. Scott is cup of coffee and enjoying another day in paradise. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and do the hokey pokey. Turn ourselves around, get that camera activated. Good morning, Steve. So you might know where this is. Here's the cool sticker. I'm going to stick this somewhere, but to make it a little bit easier to see, this is their logo, and this is their details. Flora and I want to say Funa, Fauna. That's a tough one. It's a tough one if you're dyslexic, but Odinia, New York. So Flora and Flunia wool.com, Instagram. So yeah, check them out. Support a local small farmer doing awesome things. That's a cool sticker. These hologram stickers. And who doesn't love stickers? 20 minutes from your house. Well, awesome. You'll have to check them out. That'd be probably, I'm willing to bet they might have something to take the kids along to, or the grandkids. They might enjoy checking out farms. I know a lot of farmers really dig that. Just being able to share what's going on the farm. Farms are always cool things to check out too. Let's go. I'm going to go a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. We're going to go a size 10 just to start, just to see what happens here. We're going to be using these beautiful Fly Life Premium fly hooks, R7 barbless. We're going to do the size 10, 1x long, 2x strong. All right. Well, Josh is new. He's got himself a new Dragon Tail Shadowfire, and he's looking for a place to get out and start fishing. Well, I would say the Grand River. I don't know the name of the park. Anywhere there's a pond, and it's not too mucky or muddy. And I had a bobbin out. There it is. I couldn't see it because the camera was in the way. I think this is probably a 140 denier. Actually, you know what? Let's go with this one because I know this one actually is a 70. We're going to go with a 70 denier. There it is. 6/0. Waxed red. Let's start up front. We'll build a head up front. Well, forgot we're playing with 70 denier thread. Super thin. So I was looking at this wool, and I got this beautiful olive, and I was thinking, what goes good with olive? What is an olive? And I started thinking about like the red pit, the seed. I think you call it a pit, olive pit. I'm not a big olive fan, so you'll have to tell me. Olive seed, olive pit. What's the red thing in the middle called? We're gonna do a nice big red head up front. Grand Ledge Rivers and the small lake Lincoln Park. Yeah, that'd be fun. Anywhere there's water is a place to drop a line. IMHO, that's in my humble opinion. All right, so let's do our hackle. And I got this kind of a stiffer hackle, and let's find ourselves on here where we're looking at for size. Let's just grab a random sample and see where we measure out. So not quite. This is like a 12. Let's go a little bit bigger. That's more We're getting there. Let's go a little bit bigger. That's too much. Let's go a little bit smaller. That's us right there. Hackle gauge, hook and hackle gauge is just a wonderful, wonderful tool. Because if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. You know, one of my only kind of rules of thumbs that I really, really try to stick with is keeping things proportionate to itself. I'll just get rid of this just to get rid of it. But we're going to tie it in by the tip way up here. A couple wraps to lock it in. We're going to see how this turns out. So in the next week or so, my bench is going to undergo a major deep clean, deep sorting, get my stuff together and get organized, because it's long past due hackle time. I think I'm going to grab this with the hackle pliers just to make it easy on myself. Get a nice coverage here. I want to go a little bit thicker than thinner. It's a size 10, so I don't want to be stingy with this. All right. Now wrap back, locking this kind of forward. All right. Might be a little hard to see with that. Nope, red's not a good color to put back there. All right, I like it. All right. Let's do some of the olive. I'm going to just start at the front, work my way back with this, and then just do a red tag end. So this is the olive dubbing, and this is super scraggly, which is super awesome for dubbing. And I'm going to add a little touch of wax, because we liked waxed thread for our dubbing. Nice tight dubbing noodle. Pinch and twist, pinch and twist. Less is more, more or less. Get right up tight up there. And we'll taper our way down. Do a few turns and then we'll do one more. We'll give that a little dab of insurance policy. That sucker should float like a cork, I think. Because this wool, it definitely reminds me of the stuff that comes with the New Zealand strike indicator. I think I might want to go with a different hackle though. That's kind of a yellowish. Let's take a closer look. I'll put a cork in it. I like the dub. I'm thinking we could maybe do something different with that. Let's try something new. Kind of the same but different. Maybe if we do something like a beetle. Let's try that. Let's try that maybe with peacock curl. Alright, got an idea. Target acquired. We'll use the same hook. A little heavy. And maybe let's see if we can't just pull out a dry fly hook. This would probably float just a little bit better. And we'll keep it nice and big too. Alright, so we're switching. Same size 10, but this is a dry fly hook, and the only difference between a dry fly hook and a wet fly hook is the gauge of the wire. I mean, any hook can be a dry fly or a wet fly. It's just, if you have a big heavy hook, you're going to need something to counteract that weight. You're going to need some foam or floatant or both or whatever the case may be. Need to take a sip of coffee. That's good stuff. This is my local Kinder coffee, and this is, I believe, the Papua New Guinea. Oh, we do have some of this hackle. Let's maybe, we're going to adjust, because I got, so this is olive, and this is olive, and they say that that is olive, so it's how olive is olive. I think we can do something with that. Let's do that. Alright, take two. I'm going to tie this basically the same as the first, but we're just going to do a different hackle. I do like the good sized head up front. So let's see, what was it? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I got out to my beloved Mississippi River, chasing my smallmouth, and the fly that was just on fire for me was a basic yellow and brown hopper. Good old grasshopper. Little sandwich hopper with the well, it originally had a deer hair wing with a little indicator on it, but that all just absolutely got chewed up. Chewed up from the boot up, ate up from the plate up, tore up from the floor up. All right. So here's some olive soft hackle. Let's give this a try. I think this is going to give us a nice texture. Let's go ahead and clear you off. We'll get down to the business end here. We're still going to do the reverse hackle. I really like those. I think they swim the way the hackle just kind of forces itself to just kind of fold back and really turn into a wing or a wing case, however you want to analyze it as. Call it what you want. But I think it just works great. Get that first little bit. Constantly pushing forward, trying to keep all this hackle. This is gonna be one of those little uglies. All right, let's see. I'll lock you off. I always like taking that one additional wrap right behind the material, get under it. Whenever you can get your stuff at a perpendicular line, kind of off the hook shank. All right. I like that. I like that a lot. I want to do a little bit of silver wire, work our way back and forth. So we're not going to end necessarily at the rear. We're going to come back. Oh! Snapped that on the hook. So we'll just recapture. We'll tell a sad story about that. We'll just make sure we got everything back in there. Okay. No kidding. Where were we? Little silver wire. First time that's ever happened to me today. Alright, we'll set that off to the side, and we'll grab a little bit of this olive wool dub, which a little bit goes a very long way. It's amazing when you get a small bag of something and you can just look at it and know and full truth that you have a lifetime supply. At least to start. We'll do a nice tight noodle. So I almost don't know what I like using better, this wool or the alpaca. And this should tighten it all up. We'll do a few turns back here. And we'll do an open space spiral. Nice and tight. Because we know slack to be evil. Nice. All right, let's give this little guy a collar. And here is some just wool, red yarn. We'll use a little bit of this. And we will disassemble Johnny 5. This is about probably enough to make 2 or 3 of these. We'll see what happens. Small little pinch. Because we're just doing enough for a collar. Boy, oh boy, I like the way this one came out. This one's just pretty. Let's get our flare going. Oh man. Greasy. Boy, if that's just add water, I don't know. Let's get that bad boy wet. Hackle could be just a little more even, but I'm not going to complain about that. I think we just need to get that in the water, because what's going to happen is once this gets wet, when it's in the water, you're going to get a lot of it facing back. Go a little further back with the wire. Should float pretty good with the wool, especially if I give it just a little touch of treatment, a little bit of floatant. I'm just checking the chat. How was our return to Wednesday evening? We are almost there. This week will be our first face-to-face week. Last week I had a meeting with the VA staff member that we work with, and we just wanted to verify all of our belongings were still available. Because if you leave something sit out at the VA long enough, it might get used or disappear or relocated and nobody will know about it. And what happened was one of our cabinets got moved. Not the end of the world, but it was still, it's like our stuff got touched. It got moved. I wonder, yeah, we'll do that again. Um, let's try something different. I'm always looking for, kind of like that, with that silver wire in there. We might do that again. But maybe not the same bright red. Maybe we'll do a touch of the alpaca. Or not alpaca, but llama. I think that's a llama. Maybe we'll do one with the chartreuse and one with the kind of that magic rainbow. Magic rainbow wool. Can't go wrong with that. Bingo. You know what time it is. Fold those barbs forward. And you'll get a few random stray hot mess ones, but there's only so much one can do. See, I think where everything goes astray is right there. Right at the pinch point, right where it all wants to come together. There we go. And we decided we liked that little silver wire. It's just a fine silver wire. And I think we said we wanted to go just a little bit further, just into that bend, because we'll give it a few more wraps. Kind of giving it that red tag end, or not red, but a little silver tag. Alright, we wanted to do, You know what, I'm going to do another olive, but then I'm going to do a chartreuse collar. That might be appropriate. So we'll take our dub. And I don't think I necessarily need to wax. We tried it with, we'll try it without. It's definitely not as sticky, but once we make contact, we'll swing her to the rear. Cool, nice little slender profile on this one. Alright, let's start wrapping. We'll do 3-4 wraps back here. Kind of a touching friendly wraps. And then we can space them out. Sounds good to me. Alright, we wanted to do a little chartreuse, because if it ain't chartreuse... Well, the thing about the groups and all the different programs is each one is so unique to itself. I mean, we are, yeah, we're doing face-to-face, but we're also doing only 6 participants. And at this point, they are inpatient only, so none of the outpatients are allowed on premise, which is a little annoying, but I understand. We definitely have the vulnerable community there, kind of a nursing home section, a portion of the VA. We got to take care of them. America's greatest generation. I like this chartreuse. I dig it the most. I think this is our combination right here. Which is what I love about these Monday mornings. You know, it's never the first one that turns out great. Usually it's towards the end. That's when everything starts coming together. Not bad. Alright, we're going to try something just a little bit different. We'll see how it turns out. Kind of have this random idea. We'll kind of just let it happen. You guys just got to trust me on this one. We're going to let this one happen and hope that it comes out awesome, which I think it will. Same hook, size 10. This is a dry fly hook, although maybe we should do this in a wet fly hook. It should be the same. Close enough. But our issue, one of my biggest issues with our particular program is our volunteer pool size is such a small outfit. We're such a small number, and it's like, well, I'd love to be able to everybody to do everything, but when it comes down to just it's me, myself, and I, or the Daves, and maybe a couple more, maybe every now and then, but and it's not a lack of commitment. It's just here in St. Cloud we have such a small pool. We go to the Fly Expo and help out, represent. We have two programs in Minnesota, St. Cloud and Minneapolis, and we always set out a clipboard for people to write their contact information on, see if what their availability is or what their interests are. And I don't know, I'd say if we got 30 names, I'd say 30 of them were people in the Minneapolis area. But that's just the demographics. I mean, how do you work around that? You do what you can. All right, let's start off with our olive here. This kind of dark olive wool. And we'll do a nice slender body again. So we'll do nice and tight dubbing noodle. And once we start making contact with the dubbing, we'll cheat it back. And we're going to go right about halfway. I'll take a few touching wraps here at the rear. We're going to go about halfway. All right, let's do our hackle. This time we're going to tie it tips forward. All right, 1, 2, 3 wraps or so. I'll ditch that extra. All right, now where'd that chartreuse go? And then we'll do a little layer of the chartreuse. Nice little bubble, nice little bump right there. I'll wash, rinse, and repeat. I'll tie this in by the tip. Leave ourselves a little room for a head up front. Don't crowd the eye at this point. Because once you give it away, it's hard to get it back. Maybe one more. Nope. Oh, snap. Well, we'll throw a little dab of glue on there. We're right up on the eye. So we'll do a little dab of glue. A little bit of insurance policy. Little dab of Sally. Good old Sally Hansen's. You know, I like the look of this, and I think we got time for one more. And I think we're going to step this up a size. So this is on a size 10. We're going to go just a wee bit bigger. We're going to switch hooks. Mash this barb. This is a size 8, because this is more of a streamer style, I think. So we're going to go all the way up to a size 8. Unless I've got a size 8, but I don't think. I think this might be the biggest. It's a 12, 10, 10, 12, 16, 18s, 14s, yeah. We'll stick with that. Size 8. That's a good old Mustad 3366. We went ahead and mushed the barb. Try this again. I really like the way that turned out. I just want to go with a slightly bigger hook. Alright, let's go ahead and get our wire in. And I always like to travel my wire on the near side of the hook. It's easier for me to eyeball and see. So we're going to go down just into the bend just a little bit, because we're going to do a few wraps of wire before we get to the dubbing. And we'll start with this wool, olive wool. I like this olive. It's kind of a dark olive, kind of a nutty, woodsy, kind of an olive drab. Alright, we'll go right about halfway. We'll start off with our nice close touching wraps. I get a little bit of the wool underneath, that's alright. I'm not going for showroom quality here. We'll go to our openly spaced spiral, maybe 1, 2, 3. I really like, I don't know, I thought about maybe taking the wire and working the wire up front, that front half, but I kind of like having that just open and exposed. Most of that broke off, but that's alright. Don't need that half anyways. We're going right close to the tip on this one. We want nice and small. That should do us. So on this next one, I'm going to leave myself a little bit more room up front for a little bit more of a head. Let's just go 1, 2, and I think that's going to be us. We'll just do a couple of turns. Don't want to go too thick. Alright, let's get a little chartreuse, because if it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use. Nice and tight dubbing noodle. Let's get around the thread. Alright, we'll go for our front hackle. myself a little bit more room up front, which is a good thing. I think that's going to be us. Now we got a nice little spot up here. We can do our little red head. And you know what, for this one, just to make it look extra fancy, we're going to add a little dab of bone dry up front. Make sure we got our light ready, because nothing is worse than adding a dab of UV whatever and your light not work. Zap it. Set it and forget it. Well, that's kind of sweet looking. I think that's going to fish fantastically. So this is on a size 8. Got a little double hackle going on. I should spook up a panfish or two. I bet you I could get a bass on this. A small largemouth over at the practice pond. So, this is what we ended up with. Started off, wasn't too satisfied with that hackle. Then we tried with the red. And then we established how sweet that chartreuse was. And then we tried a first double, a size 10, but I think this size 8, I think it just size-wise, it came out a little bit better. But I think they all look fantastic. So there you go. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, well, we had the smart mouth join in. Thank you for tuning in as we are getting ready to tune out. Hey, but I'm always glad to see anybody tune in during these live streams. You know, I never know who's watching unless you say hi or, you know, interact in the chat. And to me, that's one of the most rewarding bits of the process is having the interaction in the chat. So always appreciated. Thank you for tuning in. We never know what we're going to be doing here on these Monday mornings. Speaking of not knowing what we're going to be doing, I think I already know what we're going to be doing next week. And possibly next week, I believe I had a request for something articulated. So I'll have to go through this hot mess, clean, and find my little articulated fish joints, splines, bones, however they were labeled to you when you bought them. But be sure to tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hit that thumbs up button. It's right there or somewhere, or not. It's up to you. Appreciate it if you did. So tune in next week, folks. Thank you all for watching. Stay healthy out there, everybody. Wash your hands. This is not over. People want to talk about mask, no mask, vaccine, no vaccine. Wherever you fall on that coin is up to you. But wash your hands. That's the basic human thing to do. So until then, happy tying, tight lines. Peace.